With the extra point, this is Erik McKinney, joined by Greg Katz. Greg, big news today on signing day. USC lands number 48 overall prospect linebacker Raesjon Davis, top five outside linebacker in the country, top three player in the state of California. Your thoughts? How big is this for USC?
Huge spotlight, Hollywood sign, overflowing USC. It's huge on a number of levels. One, it was a national announcement that was televised, so that got a lot of people to see it. Because it's the second signing period, and most people signed in the first signing period, a lot of attention was paid to this particular recruit because of his status. When you also add the fact that it's been a very long journey for him, from LSU to decommitting to watching what was going on, to finally making the choice to come to USC. It's huge. It's huge in Southern California because he will be the lead story on recruiting for both SC and UCLA because of where he's ranked. It's also huge because it sends a big message now to the class of 2022 that he's official, and everything is thumbs up on this one. I can't stress. Obviously, Corey Foreman is the considered number one guy, but I think Corey Foreman had a lot to do that they're getting Raesjon to come. So in the sense of if everything went right, we would. Well, it did go right, and you did get Raesjon.
Yeah, I mean, same thoughts that you have. It's massive. And for all the points that you mentioned off the field, but I'm going to talk on the field. I mean, it shouldn't really be overlooked how good he is and how many things he can do for your defense. He can play inside linebacker. He can play outside. He can drop it into coverage really well. He reminds me a little bit of Talanoa Hufanga. Clearly not, coming in at the same position or anything like that, but his sort of awareness on the field, his instincts to the ball, his hitting ability, his ability to do so many different things. We saw these USC coaches get creative with Hufanga this last year. I think they might be able to find a few different places for Raesjon Davis to impact that defense. And then you did it. I'm going to say it again. It can't be overstated just the impact he can make in terms of when you're USC going into this 2021 class. And I'm going to put Damani Jackson, he's a 2022 guy, but because he's already made his commitment, you had four defensive players in Southern California spaced out over that. Corey Foreman, you mentioned. Raesjon Davis is one of those guys. Damani Jackson, and I think Sierra Wright, the corner, is in there too. USC, to show that you really are kind of taking back the West and doing that sort of effort, what USC needs to do on the recruiting trail, you had to get all four of those guys, and so far they've done it, and three of them locked up in 2021 class, which is what happens when signing day and pen goes to paper, and the guys are in officially. This is big news because it looked like for a long time Corey Foreman was headed to Clemson, Raesjon Davis was headed to LSU, and those are the kind of players that make those programs elite programs and able to compete for and win national championships. Not saying that USC jumps up into that level right now, but if USC is going to compete for national championships again, it's going to be with guys like that on the defensive side of the ball. So again, you cannot kind of overstate how big that is. Landing Raesjon Davis, I am right there with you. This is massive, and it won't be talked about in the same way that Corey Foreman is because he's the number one overall prospect. But boy, it's just a sliver below getting Corey Foreman because of the position he plays, the kind of kid he is, and what he brings to your program. So big day. Not a ton of guys coming in new on this signing day for USC, but still a big day for the Trojans.